Thank you. You're far too kind. This is Club 50 Sports. As always, we are back. I'm with my main man, as we do it all the time. We here to talk about sports, and who else better than us? Manny, talk to the people.
Yeah, man, we're here. If like you said, Adam, we're here to talk about sports. And yes, another week of Club 50 Sports. And guess what, Adam? Let's do it. Because
All right. So,
this
as
week,
we've always talked about, we've had this discussion throughout our time talking sports, which has been over 30 years
yeah,
up until this point. And quite a bit of that time, we've talked about this, or one of the Mannings, let's just say. It wasn't Archie, it wasn't Peyton. We didn't get to see Archie play, but we got to see Peyton play, and he played pretty damn well. We saw his little brother come into the league, get drafted, not want to go to the once San Diego Chargers. He decided that he wanted to go to the New York Giants. He got to go to the New York Giants. And the question now is, with all of that, whether or not he boasted a Hall of Fame career throughout his time in the National Football League. He is one of the candidates, the finalists, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2025. Um, what are your thoughts on that?
Adam, this man is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. If it was for me, I would not bring him in. If it was for me. But let's just leave it with, let's just not deviate from the topic. For me, he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, and I'm going to tell you why. I got some numbers. So he played 16 years in the NFL, right? Out of those 16 years, Adam, he made the playoffs 6 times out of 16 years. Adam, I remember his brother going to the playoffs almost every single year, Adam. Almost every single year you could punch it in that Peyton Manning was in the postseason. Playing against Tom Brady or going against Philip Rivers or Big Ben. That's what I remember, Adam. Career wins and losses, Adam. He is at 500, at 117 and 117. Adam. By the way, four Pro Bowls, four Pro Bowls in 16 seasons, Adam. And one of them, Adam, was I as a replacement. So in reality, it should have been three, Adam. These numbers really, really boggle my mind. How can people say, and Giants fans, that idiotic Giants fans that think that they know it all? Oh, because he got numbers. What type? Yes, he does have numbers because he played for 16 seasons. Me and you are going to have some type of numbers if we play for that long too, you know. And then his last from 2012, Adam, to 2019 when he retired, he led all quarterbacks, Adam, in losses and in turnovers. You think Tom Brady was doing that his last couple of seasons with the Patriots and the Bucks? Oh no, he wasn't. Oh no, he wasn't, Adam. People say that yes, he does. He did win 2 Super Bowls, MVP, yada yada yada. I already know that topic. I already know that topic. But if it wasn't for that helmet catch that David Tatari made, I don't think we will be talking about him being a first ballot Hall of Famer. I remember they interviewed one of the refs of that play of that day, and he said that that play should have been called dead before he threw that pass to David Tyree. The ref said that play we messed up as a group of referees. That play should have been called dead. And I don't remember Adam that Giants having a first round bye in the playoffs. They always back themselves up to the playoffs. It's not like they're holding the first, second seed like Tom Brady and the brother always did. They always had like a first round bye. I remember. So really? So we're gonna put in mediocrity into the Hall of Fame in his first go around? I'm not with that, Adam. I am seriously not with that. What do you say?
Um, when it comes to a first round Hall of Famer, I think it's fairly clear based on all the points you made. Um, we're not going to negate any of that. Of course, we've discussed that in detail, and um, we spent long durations of time speaking about the mediocrity that was Eli Manning, and it's not something that we're just making up just based on. You didn't even have to look at stats or anything like that. You could just look at his body of work and say that he just um, was not one of the big time players in the league. You weren't speaking of him in the same breath as a Drew Brees or or as a Peyton Manning, of course, a Tom Brady or anything like that. In all honesty, we were looking at Eli as Peyton Manning's little brother, who just so happened to win 2 Super Bowls. Like you said, we're hanging the hat on the fact that he had a defense around him and that luck was on his side on some plays. The David Tyree catch was just, it's going to go down as one of the most infamous plays of all time because David Tyree himself, it's not like you were throwing it to a Jerry Rice or a Megatron or anything like that. David Tyree was a nobody. You know what I mean? Like, his name would not be remembered if it wasn't for the helmet catch. Nobody would remember that he even ever played in the National Football League if it were not for that catch. Let's just be honest. That led to a Super Bowl victory. Eli Manning, in my opinion, with the resume that he had, even though, in my opinion, it was pedestrian, if you put him up against everybody who's ever played this game, longevity does matter.
Right.
Longevity does matter in this game. So the fact that he was able to play 16 seasons, start 16 seasons, he's 11th in passing yardage at this point. Also, how many players have won 2 Super Bowls, much less 2 Super Bowl MVPs? So we've got to give him credit where credit is due with that, even though we understand that both of those Super Bowls were some of the most boring snooze fest Super Bowls that you and I have ever seen. I
Yeah.
think one of them ended like 17-14 or something
20,
like that.
2017. It was
It,
2017. The first one.
I,
No, sorry. 17-14. It was the other one.
17-14, and then the other one was like a 20.
By the way, let me just throw in on the next Super Bowl. On the next Super Bowl, remember that Wes Walker had a critical drop on a third down pass from Tom Brady. If they had converted that third down,
That is
drive
true.
keeps
That
going.
is
That
true.
drive keeps going, and and
And the game is over.
and the game is over, Adam. But people, they they forget about this, Adam.
That is
I
true.
see I see Strahan, I see Yuman Yora in the first Super Bowl that they won, how they were putting constant pressure on the legendary quarterback that is Tom Brady. But people forget about that, Adam. They're like, no, Eli Manning is a Super Bowl. No, the defense up front of the New York Giants as a collective front.
Well, one of those guys should have been MVP. To be honest with you, one of
Yeah.
those guys should have been MVP. It should not. His numbers did not reflect Super Bowl quarterback MVP numbers. In neither of the Super Bowls, to be quite honest with you, but specifically in the first one, where they were basically living in Tom Brady's backfield, he did not deserve that MVP. But I think that the name goes a long way. Um, but just to
Unfortunately,
kind of put a bow on this, do I think he's a Super Bowl? I'm sorry. Do I think he's a Hall of Famer? I do. I don't think he should be a first ballot without a shadow of a doubt. I don't feel like he should be a first ballot. I think maybe year 2, maybe 3, maybe even 4 is. I'm not going to give him any grief about that because again, he does have numbers that a lot of players who have played this game don't have. Philip Rivers doesn't have a Super Bowl appearance. Yeah, I mean, like So what are we going to say? Do I think that Phillip Rivers should be in the Hall of Fame eventually?
Yes.
I'm going to say I saw the kid play,
Yeah.
and he played at a high level. And I'm going to say eventually, maybe he'll have a head full of gray hairs and he'll have 20 kids by then. But but I think eventually, yes, he should be a Hall of Famer. But that's just my take on it.
Guys, and that's the way it is. I don't, guys, let us know what you guys think. Comment, as we love to see your comments. Maybe we are wrong. But guess what? Those numbers that we just threw out, you guys, those are accurate.
Those are real. And I want to
Numbers.
also have you comment on how many kids do you think that Phillip Rivers will end up with when it's all said and done statistically. I'm just joking around. Hey, we appreciate y'all for watching. Stay tuned. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, and most importantly, make sure you subscribe for new videos coming. We'll be right back with you guys very soon. This is Club 50 Sports.